How could we be mad or sad when we have
this?
Not having a camper looks kind of nice right now. So we started out in Clifton, Tennessee, and we started heading towards Kentucky. Houston's truck started,
which was about a 4-hour drive.
Houston's truck started acting weird the last hour when he was accelerating. It just sputtered back, and then it went into limp mode. So while we're on our way to Indiana, Goshen or Elkhart, the freaking trailer brake turns off. And me and Houston are like, you gotta be kidding me. So we don't have the exhaust brake. We don't have the trailer brake. So now we have a 40-foot trailer in our truck with just the truck's brakes. But this guy told Houston, he's like, whatever you do, don't give up. The hard days, or the good days, outweigh the hard days. And honestly, like, my head goes to that. Sometimes you're just like,
no, that's
how could we be mad or sad when we have
this?
Not having a camper looks kind of nice right now. We're on the Mississippi River, right in between Illinois and Iowa. And it's...
We ate at this place called
The Hungry Hobo. Their sandwiches are pretty freaking good.
They were delicious. We're coming at you live from the hotel because, you know, we're out of the home. So, we got some Hungry Hobo, and we're gonna try it out. So come on with us and try it. We've seen it. We seen it on TikTok, and it looks good.
This is like our vacation from RV life right now.
It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird not to have
a
that responsibility. I mean, yeah.
Guys,
you know, we had to change the fit just a little bit. It's a little chilly out here.
It's not too bad. It's beautiful.
I mean, it's beautiful. I mean,
so we started out in Clifton, Tennessee, and we started heading towards Kentucky. Houston's truck started,
which was about a 4-hour drive.
Houston's truck started acting weird the last hour because our son had to use the restroom, our 3-year-old. So we pulled off, and then he went to go merge onto the freeway, and it just like, I don't know what gear it was, but he was taking off and he was accelerating, and it just sputtered back, and then it went into limp mode. So if you don't know what limp mode is, it's when the truck just like reduces speed to like 40-50 miles an hour.
So it doesn't cause more damage.
We were on the freeway at a 70 mile an hour freeway going 40 with a trailer and all the 6 people we have. So it was like nerve-wracking. We were both pretty stressed out about it. So we found the nearest Chevy dealership and we stopped there. And then they wouldn't help us, so we needed a loaner. And so if we were gonna have the trailer towed, how are we gonna do that? Because nobody's gonna drive 6 of us to anywhere, you know what I mean? No tow truck driver is gonna drive 6 people anywhere. So we needed a rental car, an Uber or whatever. Uber was $80 for Houston,
just me,
or $180 for all 6 of us. So we pulled into this Target right next to the dealership, and we're like, what are we gonna do? So I called Progressive, who is our full-time RV insurer, and they said, oh, you have to pay $112 because it's past the 12-mile threshold that we pay for. So I'm like, all right. So I paid the $112, and then one tow truck driver calls and says, oh, I can't do it, your rig is... I thought it was a car.
Yeah, he said, what is it? We told him an RV,
yeah.
And then he must have thought it was a drivable one or something.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I can't do that. And so then we had to call Progressive, and then we had to have it rerouted to another tow truck driver. By that time, it's been like 2 hours of us sitting there. It's like 4 or 5 o'clock.
It's like Uber,
almost,
right?
It was almost, yeah. So it sends it out. You can look at it on the Progressive app. It sends it out, like kind of like Uber or DoorDash. You know how like it's searching for somebody, and then it'll send it to somebody, but it takes like a while. It's not like instantly. So that sucked. So me and Houston, I'm like, Houston, we're only 30 minutes away from our KOA. We can take the back roads. Let's just try. Let's try to take the back roads and see if that works. And so we just started taking the back roads and avoiding highways, and then the truck just got out of limp mode. And me and Houston are like, okay. So then we got back on the freeway. We finally got to the KOA. It was our second late night check-in.
It was pretty late.
Yeah.
It was pretty
like
late.
7, 8.
And, yeah. But
yeah,
they had the paperwork there for us. I mean, the only thing about the Kentucky one is just like it's kind of hard to find the space.
It doesn't have like
park.
It doesn't have signs like directing you through the park. So at night it was a little confusing, but we figured it out. It's a beautiful park.
Oh, man.
It's called like Louisville West. I'm gonna link it in the description below. We love that one. We would definitely go back in the future.
No,
unfortunately we didn't really get to do a review on it, but hopefully we can go back in the future and do a review. It was nice.
It was.
Yeah.
It was up there for RKOAs.
We stayed there for 3 days, and I'm really glad we stayed there for 3 days because after how stressful that day was, we needed a break.
I think we needed a break. The truck needed a break.
Yeah.
And
the kids
were bouncing off the walls because they're...
So then we did the 3 days. We kind of regrouped, and then we left and went to Indiana. There's a KOA right on Hogback Lake.
Yes.
And there's a KOA right on the Hogback Lake. It's actually really beautiful. And if we would have, there's people ice fishing on Hogback Lake. It's crazy. The only thing I would have to say is we parked right next to the office, the check-in, like, you know, when you check in, and we were like the first space, and it was so loud. We were already stressed out because we were leaving to go drop off the camper. It was loud as heck because the freeway was right there. And then what else was... I think I could just hear trucks.
We had to winterize the camper.
Yeah, so we had to winterize it. So we, again, didn't get any footage of that KOA.
But we're sorry. I mean, we'll get it for you guys the next time.
If you go to that KOA, I would definitely stay behind the gate. So, like, they ask you when you reserve it, and I obviously didn't know because we've never been there before. But get the one closer to the bathrooms, not closer to the closer to the office, because the ones closer to the office, you're like super far away from the bathrooms. You're super close to the freeway.
How do you know that?
Huh?
How do you know you're far from the bathroom?
We tried to walk to the bathroom at night, and it was so freaking cold. Me and Houston are like, and Houston wears shorts in the winter, and he said it was cold. So
I wear shorts all the time.
So we got that figured out, and then we come to today. We woke up at like 4 or 5 in the morning. We got ready. Camper was already winterized. We packed the rest of our stuff in the back of the truck. We went to it's like Elkhart, Indiana, but it's like Goshen. It's in between Goshen and Elkhart. We got to see the Brinkley factory.
We seen the Brinkley factory.
And if we were to tell you the difference, actually you guys will just see it in the video, the difference between these factories. But anyways, so it was kind of a crap shoot. We were driving around in circles trying to find where we were supposed to take the camper.
Down little roads.
And they gave you like building B, but it's like not listed where. So Houston walks into the Forest River where they have the Wildwood factory, and Houston's like dropping a camper off, and they're like, "You're a driver? You don't have paperwork?" And we're like, "No, we're the owner."
And he said, "Yeah, the driver's here. He has no paperwork."
You're like,
I don't need paperwork. He said he doesn't need paperwork. I said, "Well, that's mine. We own that." He said, "Oh, never mind. It's theirs. It's their personal one." I'm like,
so we have already, you guys have seen the videos. This is to get the fridge fixed. There's so many issues that we ran into. And the guy that we were talking to, he's the head guy. He was actually really nice. But the only thing that got me off was when he was like, because I said the skylight's leaking, and he said, "Oh, there's been a recall." And then I said, "Well, there's also a leak right in the laundry room." And he said that was our bad because we didn't maintain the seals. We've had the camper for 6 months. Who didn't maintain the seals?
And I sprayed the rubber
we
sealing
washed
on there.
We washed the roof. We freaking cleaned it off. You've fixed the seal before.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like a rude comment when you're the owner and we live in it full time. That's our camper. We take care of it, because if we don't, then we're in this boat. So of course we took care of it. So he's like, "Well, how long have you had it?" I said, "April," which is like, what, 6, 7 months. It's almost 8, right?
Yeah.
We're not even at a year yet. And he's like, how long have you had it?
Oh, but this thing was built in 2023.
But we didn't buy it until April of 2024. Look at the paperwork. And I know they have the paperwork because on the paperwork from Forest River it says April 2024. So either it sat in Bish's yard for a year or whatever happened.
I wonder.
It's not on us, but that kind of got me a little annoyed because like when it's your home, that's like somebody going to your home and being like, damn, your home's not taken care of very good.
Dang.
Well, I was not happy.
But yeah, that was pretty much, yeah.
So then we left, and Houston was super tired because he was stressed out, and I get it. So I drove a majority of the way. He drove a little bit, and now
I got to take some time off. I'll take the passenger seat.
Oh, but we forgot. So while we're on our way to Indiana, Goshen or Elkhart, the freaking trailer brake turns off. And me and Houston are like, you gotta be kidding me. So we don't have the exhaust brake. We don't have the trailer brake. So now we have a 40-foot trailer in our truck with just the truck's brakes. And me and Houston are like, and if you don't know, Indiana has like really narrow roads and it's hilly and the roads are like this big, and Houston's truck is a 3500, and then we have a 40-foot travel trailer, so it's like so I'm like, we got to a stoplight and I'm like, Houston, just turn the truck off and see if the trailer brake will turn back on.
I turned it off. The light turns green.
And it turned back on. So this is an issue we've seen with Chevys, and this is another issue we watched on our RV Sunsets. That's why they traded their truck in, is because their trailer brake wasn't working.
So they went from Chevy to Dodge. But I love my Chevy, man.
I love this truck. This truck is freaking beautiful.
I tell you.
It has so much freaking power. Like, we can honestly do whatever we want to do. Like, and it's awesome.
And it just became looking better.
But it just freaking sucks. It just sucks. Like, that's what we continue to want people to understand, is RV life is freaking great. It gives our kids so much opportunity. Our son could play soccer in Florida. He could play soccer on the summer. He could play wherever he wants. And that's what we wanted. We wanted our kids to have more and understand that there's more to the world than just this little city we live in.
Yeah.
But there also comes a big price. You want to have a savings account because costs come up like
crazy.
And yeah.
And if you think it's rainbows and butterflies, it's not.
So when we first started out, I don't know if we were on base or what, but this guy told Houston, he's like, whatever you do, don't give up. The hard days, or the good days, outweighed the hard days. And honestly, like, my head goes to that. Sometimes you're just like
no, that's when we first were getting into it. We first bought the camper, and it was in our backyard still. And we went to Fort Collins to get Dutch Brothers, and I met a guy there that was overlanding, and I said,
oh yeah,
what would you recommend? And he said, when it gets hard, just keep on going.
And that's what my mind goes to, is like, when it gets hard, just keep on going. And that's me and Houston are very stubborn. When we put our mind to do something, we don't really like give up on it, unless like we're like limping or something, or like one of us is like I don't know.
You're gonna be shot in the leg or something. I don't know.
We're pretty set-minded people, but
you tell me I can't, I will.
It just sucks, honestly. Like, we want 2025 to go better. We're hoping we can get the truck fixed while the camper's in with Forest River.
They wanna ship it to us.
So yeah, that's the thing that kind of they want to ship our camper to us. I don't know. I think they don't think we full-time live. That's why.
Oh, but what's another thing we learned today about shipping it? If we had it shipped.
So we've been watching a lot of trucks on the road. This is why we were okay, this is our home. So if somebody wrecks with it, how are we going to replace our home? It's not easy. We could, but it's not easily replaced, number one. And then we're driving down the road, and obviously there's tons of hot shots that hot shot people's RVs to Indiana.
Yeah.
And so we're watching them, and I was like, what the heck, Houston? This dude is in this Ford, and literally the camper is like this. Like, what is that doing to their freaking hydraulics?
No, the truck's like this, and the camper's like this.
Or
it's like
something.
dipped.
It was something like that. Like it was
truck, camper,
but it was
dipped. Yeah, and it was riding just like this.
It was,
and he was a scooter.
We took our camper to the manufacturer ourselves, and we're going to pick it up ourselves because
we full time in it. We're not done with seeing that part of the country, so we want to see that too. So why?
We have insurance or whatever, but still, like, it's just the headache of redoing. Like, we went through a big process to get all this stuff, and it's just, I'd rather, like, I trust myself with it, and if something happens, you know, either way, it's we can get it fixed or whatever. But some people just don't value your stuff like you. Yeah.
I'm always prepared for the worst because that's just our life.
There's no point in getting angry, getting all worked up or whatever. It is what it is, and it's their responsibility to fix, because I bought it in April, and until next April, which is April 2025, they are liable to fix my stuff. Bottom line. So
was that a birthday present?
What?
The camper?
No. It was a let's get out of Cheyenne because we both are over it.
Well.
But anyways, this is where we are now, and we're pretty freaking happy. I didn't realize, okay, this might sound naive, but I didn't realize this was in the Mississippi River. And then I saw it on the map, and I'm like, is that the Mississippi River? And then I had Houston look at it, and I don't think I've ever seen the Mississippi River. This is freaking beautiful. It's beautiful.
First time seeing the Mississippi River. Would I recommend it? Yes, highly. This is beautiful.
You don't hear people talk about Iowa a lot.
No.
Sorry. Iowa is very hard for me to remember. It's like Illinois,
Iowa,
Indiana, Iowa. Why do they have all these I words next to each other?
All right next to each other.
It's very difficult for me to remember. But
and you can see
nobody talks about Iowa.
The beast is down there. And yeah.
So hopefully we can get our truck fixed. Stay tuned for next week. It'll be our truck. Hopefully we get our camper back, and it doesn't take a month.
They were making it sound like a while. So guys, until then, like, subscribe, show all your friends. See you guys on the next one. Until then, don't miss out. Hit that bell so you get the updates when we post a new video, because you don't want to miss out. We are a family of 6 and we get it done.